This is going to be a resistance bands workout. No door anchor used. So these are going to be adaptations of resistance training using the resistance band, but without the need for a door anchor. We're just going to use our body weight to accomplish anchoring the bands. We're going to go upper body, hips, lower body. So the first exercise is going to be for shoulders, lateral raises. If you stand on the band, I've got the band under my heels, my feet are about hip width apart. We can raise both handles out to the side, keeping arms straight. Or we can do one arm at a time if one arm is less cooperative than the other. My right arm or my right shoulder, not as mobile as my left. So you can do both together, or you can do both individually or each individually. Main focus here, feeling the muscle of your shoulders work, trying to keep your arms as straight as possible as you raise the band. Second movement, chest. A non-anchored version for the chest press can be accomplished by raising the band up to around your upper back. From there, you'll want to choke down on the band. So you're going to want to grab it closer to your body than the handles are. Palms down, elbows parallel to the floor, pushing forward and pulling your arms together or towards each other. But only after you've extended the arms. So once the arms are extended, that's when you can bring thumbs towards each other a little bit more. Same idea. You can do this one arm at a time. You can start from the bottom of the position, or you can keep one arm extended while dropping the other back. This is a little more challenging because the arm that's extended, you're going to have contraction in the muscles of your chest the entire time, as opposed to the more on and off again idea of chest presses that way. We'll move to the back. One variation for this can be placing your feet through the handles of the resistance band. So the handle is on the bottom of your foot. You do that on both sides. You'll want to extend your legs. Again, you're going to want to grip the band closer to your feet now. You'll sit up, using the muscles of your back to pull your elbows back and behind your body, or you can think in terms of pulling your wrists to meet your ribs. Either way, try to focus on using the muscles of your back to accomplish that movement. Wrist to ribs. Again, variation can be keeping one arm back as the other moves. This is a little more challenging because you're going to be in that contracted position on the one side, or that engaged position on the one side for a longer period of time while the other moves. The upper body, we'll do some arm exercises. The first one is going to be one that's probably pretty natural to a lot of us, a bicep curl. These can be performed, again, standing on the band. You may find with these also, you want to grip the band itself, not just the handle, to get the proper amount of resistance. But keeping the elbow pinned into your body, palm up, or you can do both at the same time, keeping elbow stays in contact with your body as you flex and extend the arm, trying to keep the palms toward the ceiling. Back side of our arm, the tricep, you can keep the same position. You're going to want to lean forward. Again, pin the elbows into your body. Try to straighten your arms from the elbow to pull the bands up and behind you as far as possible. And again, you can do one arm at a time. This is good because it forces more time under tension. It's forcing the non-moving side to stay engaged as the moving side performs the exercise. Next, let's look at, lastly for the upper body, let's look at a landmine press. Here, if we step on the band, we want to have it running outside of our body. So we're going to accomplish that. Oh, sorry, I can't see. We're going to accomplish that by standing on two portions of the band, close to the handle, and again, a little closer to the extended part. We're going to keep the band running to the outside of our arm. Step forward with the opposite leg. I'm going to try to push up slightly ahead of my body. So we end in a slight diagonal position from the handle down to where the band is anchored under our foot. Thinking about up, slightly forward. You would do that with both sides. So, lower body. Let's begin with a deadlift. Again, band under our feet. We're going to have our feet a little wider than hip width apart. We're going to grip the band close to the floor. We squat to get at the band. Remember, shoulders higher than hips, eyes forward. We stand to bring the band with us. We're pushing our knees away from each other the entire time, regardless of if our hips are moving up or down. We're coming to a stand position, not a position of our hips being jutted forward. We want to end in this straight, strong postural position. This is a deadlift. Great hip, lower back, thigh, and calf exercise. Just remember, avoid pushing your hips ahead of your hands. You want to keep your hands, you want to end the position of your hands and your hips next to each other. Another way to think about this is think about tracking your hands straight down your legs and straight up your legs as much as possible. A variation on this is a kettlebell swing movement or a pull-through movement. Still standing on the bands. This time, we're going to run the handles between our legs. So you can see the band is running up the backside of my leg and my foot, my shoe. I've got both handles cupped in my hands. I'm going to come from a squat into this extended hip position. Arms extended all the time, handles pushed away from my body. Always pushing knees away from each other, heels into the floor. Let's look at a squat method now. Resistance bands not anchored to the door. This is going to be a variation of what's known as a front squat. Like so many of these other exercises, I've got the band under my feet. My feet are fairly wide here. They're a little wider than hip width apart. I'm going to bring the handles of the band up by putting my thumb through the loop and placing my hands together. From there, I'm going to keep my elbows pinned into my ribs. I'm going to have my thumbs right about chin height. They're going to stay there. I'll rise to this standing position and descend to just barely touch the chair underneath me. Now, can also be performed without a chair. You likely won't squat as deeply. Not having the chair to act as a stop gap. Just trying to make sure you keep your shoulders higher than your hips. Goal being descend until your elbows are right about knee level. We'll do a lunge without the anchor band or without the door anchor. The way we'll perform this is, again, standing, this time just one foot standing on the band. I'm going to come down to grip the band low, close to my foot. I'll stand with it. My arms are going to stay straight. Using the other foot, the one that the band isn't anchoring, or isn't anchoring the band, I'm going to step back, try to drop that back knee toward the floor. Again, trying to keep my arms straight, and then up into this full stand again. Arms stay straight. Front heel always flat. We have to keep the band anchored.